Welcome, Coaches Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi. To my right, the Swami, George Abraham. To my left, the Tiger, Albert Campman. Let's go to Spotlight. Wearing the crown. And let's start off with a shocker. High school girls volleyball. 4A, Pine Richland stuns undefeated North Allegheny 3-2 to snap the Tigers' undefeated season. 54 straight set wins. Congratulations to Coach Angela Seaman and the team. Next up for Pine Richland, 16-2. They're home versus McDowell, and NA 18-1. They're on the road. They travel to 9-4 State College. Guys, I was shocked to see this.
We have not heard that.
Major upset, huh?
Yeah, we have upsets on here. That might be the ultimate.
It is.
It might be the ultimate.
Remember last year, Seneca, after they played NA, they got knocked out by McDowell.
Yes,
the
they
boys,
did.
very
Yeah.
similar. They'll be dangerous NA now.
Well, this happened 4 years ago.
they'll be
They-
really
I think they lost to Plum or Franklin
Did you
Regional,
guys
and then they
hear
won the
that?
state.
Did you hear they're only 9-4? Don't they play?
No,
State
that's
College,
typical
9 and
up
4,
there.
that's
9 and
typical.
4. That's
You know,
typical.
there's nobody their size up there. You talk about Erie. There's no one. Altoona plays in the mid-pen.
Yeah.
State College does too. There's no one their size up
They
there.
qualify almost in every sport.
Absolutely.
You know, in weather sports,
Yes.
like baseball,
Yeah.
sometimes some teams play
Yep.
20
Yeah.
and some plays 8.
Yes.
That's surprising that
Only
that-
13.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, in 3A, North Catholic 3, South Fayette 1 for the Trojans, their third straight title. The first two were in 2A. Ella Coziara and Sidney Jones each with 13 kills. We saw how good they were. Next up for North Catholic, 19-1. They take on Latrobe. Congratulations to Coach Amanda Fetter. She has a powerhouse there.
That's it. That is a powerhouse.
Yeah, they're talented. And in 2A, how about this switch? Freeport and North Catholic switched classification. So Freeport, they win their 7th WPIAL title and beating Shenango. Yep, they beat them 3-1. Last year, Freeport won the 3A title, so they switched with North Catholic. Kylie Rubin, she had 28 kills. Emily Federici, she had 18 kills. Congratulations to Coach Tom Phillips. Next up for Freeport, 19-2. They are home with Corey.
30 is my number. I when I do my research for volleyball, and not like studying it, but reading, 30 is the number. You get close to 30 kills.
Yeah.
That's like a 400-yard passing day for a quarterback.
Yeah, big,
Sensational.
big deal.
Well, you figure there's only 75 points in a match.
Yes.
You get.
And I'll say
Right?
this about both North Catholic and Freeport. Down through the years, Freeport has too. They both played North Allegheny, which is great for them.
Well, I don't see why they wouldn't want to.
Right.
Because it measures you, it tests you, and yet at the same time, is when they do those one-set things like they do when they play several in a day, it can only benefit.
Let's go to boys soccer. 4A WPL Championship. Pine Richland 1, Seneca Valley nothing. Another mild upset here. Ben
is.
Wishow with the winning goal for the Rams. Next up for Pine Richland, 15-4-1. They take on Warwick. Seneca Valley dealt their first loss of the year. They're 18-1-1. They are at State College. Not a bad fall for Pine Richland sports. WPL titles in field hockey, boys soccer, girls volleyball, and football in the semis.
Yeah, I was checking them off in my mind when you were saying. I said, "What a year for Pine Richland!"
Yeah.
And the football team is coming on strong. So wow, it's something.
Girls soccer 3A, Moon 1. This is no upset. Mars nothing to snap Mars' 81-game unbeaten streak. Moon was last year's 4A, WPIAL, and state champs. They're 20-0, so this is no upset. They will face Latrobe. Mars on the road at 17-1. They're at Bradford.
Yeah, those. We'll be seeing those two teams again.
You
I
better
think.
get some sweats going
I
up there
think.
to Bradford. You
Bradford.
better keep your sweats with you. Hey, I heard that about Moon, boys and girls. One of them gave up like 5 goals for the year, and one of them gave up fewer. So evidently they're
programs.
really good.
Yes. And in District 9-1A, Carn City 6, Brockway nothing for the school's 24th District 9 title. Congratulations to Coach Tracy Daly. Next up for Carn City 17-4, they take on Penns Valley. And in boys soccer, District 9-1A, Carn City 2, Elk County Catholic 1, third straight District district title for the Gremlins and coach Justin Ryan. The winning goal was by Miles McCauley and goalie Luke Yasika. He had 8 second-half saves. Next up for Karn City, 17-3. They take on Charleroi.
Karn City's our hidden gem.
Yes.
Somehow, some way, they sneak into our show every year.
Yeah.
And all these big schools around them, they just keep moving forward.
But think about the genesis of that school, like way back when. Brady was always good. Karn City was always good.
Yeah.
They combined them and stayed the same class.
Yes.
Sweet, huh?
Pretty
Very
tough.
good. And boys cross country, Butler Jr. Drew Griffith, he placed second in the PIAA finals in Class 3A. Jack Bertram of North Allegheny was third. The team champion, North Allegheny. Girls cross country 3A. Taking first was Natalie McLean of Pine Richland. Taking third was Ren Kusler of North Allegheny. Team champ, North Allegheny. Girls tennis, 2A singles, Knox Emily Greb, she takes fourth place. 2A doubles, Knox Allie Bauer and Lindsay Greb, they finished third.
Yeah, it's big state. You get in the top 5 in the state, pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Let's go now. High school football playoffs. Top rushers: Ryan Palmieri of Pine Richland, 240 yards and 4 touchdowns. Antonio Lari of Rochester, 223 yards. Maddox Ellen of Slippery Rock High School, 191 yards and 3 touchdowns. In passing, Adrian Midgley of Hampton, 303 yards. Brody Dittman of Union AC Valley, 167. That's in a 35-15 playoff loss to Keystone. Max Schnoor of Butler, 155 yards. William Mokel of Slippery Rock High School, 129. And receiving, Ryan Cooper of Union AC Valley, 7 for 158. Benny Hasselrig of Hampton, 3 for 153. Braylon Littlejohn of Butler, 5 for 99. And Brett Galsick of Slippery Rock High School, 3 for 55. In championship games over the weekend, District 10 6A Championship, McDowell 62, Butler 7. The Trojans put up 413 yards of offense. In the 2 games they played this year, McDowell outscored Butler 110-31. For McDowell, their 5th straight title. Butler and McDowell have met 4 times in 2 years. Butler's been in District 10. McDowell's beaten Butler by an average score of 47-18. My emphasis here on this is why Butler should stay in District 10, because to go back to WPL, they're going to meet 6 or 7 teams like McDowell. So they need to stay there until, not they can play McDowell close, stay there until you can beat them, and then you're ready to come back.
They definitely know that. They definitely know. Those scores tell you don't need playing NA and those schools. You're going to get the same
Plus, you're going to play 5A teams, too.
You're going to get the same weapon, yeah.
So, McDowell, 9-2, they move on. They'll play Pittsburgh Alderdice. Their only 2 losses were to North Allegheny and Erie Cathedral Prep.
And Alderdice got smashed by Westinghouse.
Oh, Westinghouse
in the
is so
title
good.
game.
Yeah, Westinghouse is so
That
good.
tells you good Farrell is. So
Yeah.
spanked them.
Butler 4-7. They finished with 6 straight losses and outscored 258-72 during that span. In 6A semifinals coming up, it'll be Canamac at North Allegheny, Central Catholic at Mount Lebanon, and in 5A,
I have to say something there, Ed.
yeah,
I'm calling Dave Pay out on that one. I need you to get hold of it so I can talk to them.
Yeah.
All 5 teams should get in that thing. I don't. Why would you leave one team?
why
out?
would you leave Seneca
Why?
out?
Why leave them out?
Yeah.
It isn't like you added 7 teams.
So you just give one of them a bye, the water off.
Yes.
And then the other
You
4
give,
Another
the,
4
you give
play.
the conference
Can-
champ the
yeah,
bye.
and they had a week off
Can I
anyway.
ask that? They had a week off
Sit
anyway.
one out, you're saying. Why sit
Why
one
throw one
out?
team out? I
Yeah.
don't understand it at all.
And in 5A, Pine Richland 31, Penn Trafford 17, Ryan Palmieri, the 240 yards and 4 touchdowns. Also, on defense, he had 10 tackles.
That's a good
Doesn't
win.
leave the field.
That's a good win.
That's a big,
Penn
yeah, they've been a
Trafford's
good
good.
team.
No,
Penn
that's what I'm
Trafford.
saying. Yeah.
240 yards rushing. That's a lot of yards.
Since they've gone to that single wing after we did, they've been on
Great
fire.
change.
So next up for them, semifinals will take on, be careful, Woodland Hills 6 and 5
jeez.
at Gateway.
Be very careful.
Be careful.
You don't want 'em, man.
And the other one, what a terrific game here. Bethel Park 10-1 versus Upper St. Clair 9-2. And in 4A, McKeesport 43, Mars nothing. Mars finishes 6-5. Here's a game you really want, interesting to see. McKeesport 10-1 versus Armstrong 10-1. The big upset, Latrobe knocked off Highlands.
Yeah, that Highlands went down at the end of the year.
They never recovered from that loss
yes.
to Armstrong. And in 3A quarterfinals, West Mifflin 6-5 at Freeport 9-1, Ligonier Valley 8-3 at Beaver Falls 9-1. How about here, neighborhood brawl? Laurel 9-1 versus Union 8-3 at Shenango.
I was at the first game.
How close are these two schools?
Oh, right. They're
next
right.
door to
Yeah,
each
2
other.
minutes.
Yeah, 8-9 minutes.
Yeah.
Is this a toss-up game?
Yeah, they played already overtime.
Won by Laurel.
I was at the game. Laurel won in
Yeah.
overtime the first time, so it's a toss up.
And
Good
then
teams, huh? Good teams.
good teams. District 9 2A semifinals, Brookville 31, Garden City 7. Gremlins finished 6-5. And District 10 3A, here's the upset special. Slippery Rock High School 41, Oil City 28. Oil City junior running back, the nation's leading rusher, Ethan Knox. He rushed for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns on runs of 86, 80, and 14 yards. Finishes the season with over 3,700 yards rushing. Slippery Rock High School running back. We saw him, George. Maddox Allen, he rushed for 191 with touchdown runs of 64, 31, and 43 yards. Quarterback William Mokel kept him honest with 129 yards passing and a touchdown. Next up for the Rockets, 7-4, they take on Hickory at Wilmington. Great coaching job here by Larry Wenderoos. How much did it help the Rock playing Sharon and Farrell during the regular season?
Can't hurt. You know, it's
Well, Sharon's still in. They play Grove City.
yeah.
Yeah,
And we were still in.
didn't Slippery Rock beat Hickory already?
Yes.
I think they did.
See, and they have rules now. If these guys move on, whoever wins, if Sharon wins, they can't host because they don't have turf. The other teams can host.
So Slippery Rock will play the winner if they win. They'll
Yes.
play the winner of Grove City Sharon.
Yes.
Interesting.
That's another rule I don't like.
Yeah.
Tough. Play on grass.
No grass.
I know. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
No grass.
No grass.
Oh, we don't.
I know.
Too much mud for the kids. Well, oh my gosh.
You know what?
please.
When I moved here, when
I can't take
when
this.
I moved here, first of all, the winters it was already snowing by November.
Right.
Secondly, you'd catch a field on a Friday night you couldn't run on.
And that's the way football's
They've
supposed to be.
eliminated that.
Yes.
Well, you know that when you mention that, the 1 year North Allegheny, not before Rankin got there. I forget the coach's name. They were really, really good.
I know.
They had the great running back. Went to Penn State, Cleveland Browns.
Manoa.
Manoa.
Yeah.
Tim Manoa. They played in the mud and the rain and got beat on a muddy field.
Well, you
That's-
know
and
why?
That thing
that's
started
why
to
it's called
change
football.
after
And you
that.
said
yeah,
Laurel.
I agree.
My vivid memories: Clareton going to Laurel and couldn't run.
That's what's called football.
Hey, I know my senior year, we were going to play West Mifflin at Forbes Field. We were excited. We didn't care if we were playing on dirt. We were playing at Forbes Field. That's all we knew, and it was exciting to play there. We're in the same locker room that the Pirates just did.
No more playoffs.
No
State playoffs.
Hey, let's go our stories of the week, college football, and let's start off with the Rock. Slippery Rock, number 10, Rock, 28, Edinburgh, 21. Running back Chris Dior, 103 yards rushing. Noah Grover struggled with 129 yards and 2 picks. Receiver Kyle Sheets, 6 for 58, but it's the Rock defense that propelled them, shut down Edinburgh in the second half. The Rock 9-1, 6-1. They're at home against Kutztown in a 3-way tie for the PSAC West. They're out because they lost to Indiana. So Indiana 9-1 will play 10-0 Shepherd.
And what you notice is the games get closer at the end of the year.
Well, Gannon beat
You know.
Indiana. How's that?
You know what, George?
Has with some Gardner.
I don't know how.
Well, you can tell by playing that Shepherds, the team they have the Division II Heisman guy.
Yeah.
He's supposedly on the watch list for the Shrine game.
Let's move on. Pitt 19, Syracuse 9. Pitt defense, their best game of the year. They held the Orange to 145 total yards. The third straight loss for Syracuse. Next up for Pitt, 5-4. They're at Virginia, 3-6. Pitt, though, 1-2 on the road this year. This is not a gimme game at Virginia. They still have a pretty good quarterback there in
I
Armstrong.
don't know what happened to him.
Well, I don't think
changed
he has
coaches.
enough weapons around
They
him.
changed coaches. They changed
Yeah.
the offense.
So Pitt after that, then they're home with Duke and Miami. What percentage do you give them to sweep these last 3?
I thought win 2 of them. That's what I think.
Miami's no good.
I know.
Duke's
Duke's
good.
at home, right?
Yeah, I think
I
they're
mean,
Duke's at home.
it's still in front of them.
Oh yeah. Oh, they'll be favorable.
I watched Duke against Boston College. It's not the same Duke
No,
before.
they're
They're very physical and they run the ball.
You know, Syracuse, I feel bad for. They're an example of the big Power Five. They lost their quarterback.
Lost their
And
quarterback.
to understand, some other schools, like I'm using Alabama example, they just put another quarterback in, don't think anything else.
Yeah. And
Syracuse, they
No,
go from
can't,
they
no.
go from here
No.
down to
NC
here.
State
Yeah,
didn't
the
like
depth,
that,
the
too,
depth's not there.
And
You
they
know.
finally won a game at home, but you can't play with it. Because what's happened? Two reasons. One, they don't have to, as Al said. And two, they leave if they don't start.
Good point.
So
Absolutely.
you don't
So you're gonna have
have
them anyway.
That's
Yeah.
what happens.
No.
Hey, number 14, Penn State, 7-2. They're 45. Indiana 14. The Lions pile up 483 total yards. They have a very good young team. Next up for them,
I can't
they
say
take
very.
on Maryland.
I can't say very.
Yeah,
I can say good.
yeah.
Because when they play somebody good, they
They
get
get
trounced.
cr-
They're
well,
good. They're a good team.
Here we go again. 6-18 against Michigan.
Yeah, they're a good
Michigan
team.
State, and
But
Ohio
wait,
State.
whoa, come on.
They're a good
Hey,
team.
No, come on. They're top 4 in the country. Michigan and Ohio State.
Yeah.
both.
That's what
Now,
I'm
if they
saying.
lose to Indiana, Michigan State, and Northwestern, and Nebraska, Wisconsin, I'll agree 100%.
Yeah.
They're not,
I
they're not
see
as,
your
they're
point.
not as good as.
I see
But
your
that's
point.
but they're supposed to
Yeah.
be. See,
Well,
that's
see,
the
that's
problem.
what you say that I don't get.
You don't like Penn State tradition like Michigan's?
40 years ago, they were as
Well, I'm
good
saying,
as them.
why
yeah.
couldn't they keep it going?
Well, they have it. I mean, I don't know why.
That's my
it-
question.
it-
They should be. They're the State University of Pennsylvania. I have
Well,
no
the
idea.
Pennsylvania football's not nearly what it was.
Either is Michigan's.
But still, Penn State. Still,
I'm saying
they
what
still
I
get-
think Michigan, Penn State. No, Ohio State's different. But Michigan and Penn State, there should be no difference when they
But
play.
Penn State gets the cream of the players in the state of Pennsylvania.
The cream of the crop.
They get the cream.
Oh, the best.
Okay, and then they go outside. They go down south in a few places like
I mean, they should beat Indiana. If they don't beat Indiana, it's embarrassing. If they don't beat.
Well, he
you
does.
know.
He's 9-3,
Well,
10-2
don't
every
you think
year.
you should beat them though?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
when
I
the
think
line-
he should be.
when the
But
Lions-
I think the
Well,
other two.
he beats. He's like whatever 30-1 against
Yeah, that's what I'm
Indiana,
saying.
40-2
If he
against
if he lost
Maryland.
to them, that is just embarrassing for Penn State.
He's going to win 8 games every year. Can he get over the hump and get into the final?
No, he's
4?
gotta do that.
until you get that prime quarterback in there. That's a
They may
separator.
have one there.
Well, if you put C.J. Stroud on their team, where do you think they'd be right now? They might be 9-0 with C.J. Stroud.
Still got to stop Ohio State's passing game, unless he plays defense.
They're not beating Ohio State though. I don't put them
No.
there.
No.
I'm saying Michigan.
But it seems like this year Michigan's
Like
good.
Michigan, but Michigan was lousy for Harbaugh for 3, and he said, "Okay, I'm tired of this.
And he was
We're gonna beat Ohio State." and they
What's
did.
changed at
Why
Michigan?
can't Penn State do what Michigan
What's
did?
changing at Michigan mostly is his defense got better. His defense stunk his first 4 or 5 years.
They were bad. I mean, they were like
They
you
were
know,
bad.
Oh no, they're good now.
Well, Iowa State 31, West Virginia 14. The
Yeah.
Mountaineers 3-6,
They're gonna lose a good
1-5
coach.
Big 12.
They're gonna lose a good coach.
Next Oklahoma, and they're going to get rid of the coach.
Yeah, they're gonna lose a good coach.
Yeah,
He's gonna
They're
go
gonna lose
someplace
a
and
good
win.
coach. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, college top 25. Tell me the most impressive win over the weekend was it number 2 Georgia 27, number 1 Tennessee 13, number 15 LSU 32, number 6 Alabama 31 for Brian Kelly. Did something at LSU he couldn't do at Notre Dame, and that's beat Alabama. I give him credit going for the 2 in overtime, and then unranked Notre Dame 35, number 5 Clemson 14. Notre Dame's jumped up to number 20.
I can't get
Most
their
impressive
Marshall.
win.
I can't get their Marshall. And Stanford lost out. I mean, losing to Stanford, who's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
won
but I
2
mean
games.
this weekend
Georgia.
the most impressive
Georgia's
win.
mine.
Yeah,
Georgia's mine. They proved they're the team to beat.
You know what? And they should have had a 27-6.
Yeah.
That last courtesy touchdown. That score doesn't look as bad as the game was.
I take LSU in a win.
Okay.
They were 15-point dogs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And
They were home.
I thought Ohio State was the best team. No, I'm leaning towards Georgia again.
And I was hoping for Tennessee to win to change the whole dynamics.
Yeah.
So now, and Notre Dame was a big win. They just
Yeah.
beat. They
I
just
really thought
beat
that was
Clemson.
coming.
Yeah,
in.
but the good
They beat
news
'em up.
is it gets Alabama out of there.
Gets Alabama.
Thank
So
you.
I now
Thank
have them Georgia number 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, and cheers for TCU. They're in there at number 4. Bama drops to number 10. Clemson drops to number 12. LSU, they jump from number 15 to number 7, and Notre Dame jumps in at number 20.
Hey, LSU has a
I'm
path.
calling this
though.
upset this week.
Who? LSU.
LSU. I'm calling Arkansas to beat them.
Oh, that
I'm calling
Liberty
beat
beat
Arkansas was looking past Liberty.
Yeah.
I don't
LSU
know.
happens
I
every
think
week.
you could look past Liberty. They were 8-1
But that's what
going
kids
into the
do.
game.
I
That's
know.
what they do, though.
I
Kids
know.
do.
I don't. I think they got beat by a better team.
Oh,
Period.
I'll tell you what, Arkansas will be tough. You know what though? LSU has a path to the finals now.
You know who's hurting? Illinois got upset by Michigan State. They were sitting
they
there
killed
7-1. Yeah.
That's what hurts. See, when
Yeah.
you lose a
They
game,
didn't
24 to
just
15.
490 to 200. They killed Michigan
Yeah.
State.
Yeah, they did.
Six fourth down things. They didn't make any of them. They went on fourth down 6 times.
Well, it was, in the NFL, it was a good weekend for the Steelers. They had a bye. They trade wide receiver Chase Claypool to the Bears for a second-round pick. And I hear the fans, I'm listening, they're ecstatic about the trade. I don't know what ecstatic about. And I agree. You know, last year, and I looked this up, Claypool, in terms of yards per reception, he was number 1, almost 15 yards. Deontay Johnson was second at 10.8. So, all right, how the Steelers will benefit if the Bears continue to lose?
Well, they have 4 picks
but
inside 39.
They
or
have
something.
they have the second. Right now, they would get the 4th pick first
Right.
round, and the 35th and 43rd
Yeah.
picks in the second
Yeah.
round.
As a Steeler fan, not fanatic, I'm
Yeah.
hoping they lose every game.
So you get better picks.
So they all get the.
Because that moves them all up.
They get
what-
them-
what
they'll get all
hurt
those
them-
big picks.
Green Bay's losing.
You
That's
know what
what
I think they made a mistake? Green Bay wanted them too, and they figured the Bears would be worse. That the pick would be better, and it may not be.
Quite true.
They're coming
Yeah.
on a little bit.
If we have time, I want to come back. Who would you pick if you were GM with these picks? But let's go to the NFL power rankings. I have Kansas City at the top, 6-2 with that big win over Tennessee. They have Jacksonville next. Philadelphia is number 2, 8-0. They have Washington. Dallas number 3. They have Green Bay coming up. Number 4, the Vikings. Everyone keeps saying they're not that good, but they're 7-1. We'll see. They're at Buffalo. Buffalo's hurting. Josh Allen with an elbow injury. Here's what I'm going to say about Buffalo. They need to they just pay no attention to the running game whatsoever. And I checked their record on the road the last 2 years is 5-7. So for them to get to the Super Bowl, and I picked them as a favorite early on, they really have to do a better job on the road.
I'll stay with Buffalo too.
They got to sit that kid. They got to put that kid down and say, "Listen,
You can do that.
quit taking on tackles with your right shoulder."
You see how smart Mahomes is? He
Yeah.
runs, he picks up yards, then he scoots out of bounds. He had 503 total yards in that game against
And they almost
Tennessee.
lost.
And they almost lost.
Yeah, that they showed, by the way. I don't know if it can be done for 60 minutes, but that's the way to beat them. Run that ball like Tennessee did. He doesn't have it.
Yeah. Baltimore in there, 6-3. How improved they are in defense.
Yeah,
Smith
they look good.
all over the field. Great plays. Seattle, they're 6-3. They're going to play Tampa Bay in Munich, and the 49ers in Tennessee finish it out for me. How about give hats off to Brady, his 55th comeback win on a touchdown pass with 9 seconds left. I didn't even know this. I'm going, he's now passed for over 100,000 yards. I'm going, what? Second place is Peyton Manning with 85,000. And the first to hit 50,000, we thought it was a big deal, was Dan Marino. How far is that in the
We were
pass?
talking about that yesterday. That's a lot of yards. Yeah, how about the Rams guy afraid to pass the ball one time with a guy like Cooper Kupp on that team? You had to know if you watched that game the other day, and Brady stunk it up to the end.
Yeah.
But if you just knew if they gave it to him one more time, and they did. They didn't do anything special. It was the Rams.
And the Colts fire Frank Reich, and already here.
Can I say?
The Steeler internet, they won.
Oh,
they
they
won
win Super Bowl.
Frank Reich, and I was just saying his offense put up 129 yards. They call him a quarterback whisperer. He was a whisperer with Phil Rivers. He's not whispering to anyone anymore. If that's the case, we could put any jockey on Francis the Mule, and he should win the Kentucky Derby. So
Hey, but I got to speak up for every coach that ever ate a cold dinner.
Yeah.
Every coach's wife got mad because he stayed late watching film. To throw this Jeff Saturday in there is just an insult to every person that ever coached a game.
well,
I agree so much with that, George.
I think the reason they're doing it, he's going to totally. They're getting rid of everybody. Everyone's gone. I don't think Saturday will be there next year.
No.
I think he's there as an advisory capacity, but they're
Let
going
him be an advisor.
clean
man.
house.
Yeah.
I don't mind him being an advisor. But
I think
not
all
a-
the
not a
assistants
head
should
coach.
leave today.
Not a head coach. Jeez,
I
man.
think all the assistants that have been there since the beginning, they should all leave today. Say, let Jeff do it. They make Mina Kimes the coach.
Yes, Only thing I heard the owner say was he's tired of the analytics.
He did
I'll
say
give him
that.
credit.
Hey,
I'll
he
give
did
him
say
credit
that.
for that. He's tired of the
He
analytics.
said this guy won't be a slave to analytics because he's not.
He's sick of hearing the excuses about we did this because of analytics.
Yeah,
We did this
yeah.
because of analytics.
Yeah.
Every team
I
does
agree.
it.
agree.
Yeah, every
team does it.
What killed Frank Reich? He made the push for Matt Ryan, and then when he
We could have
benched
told
Ryan-
Matt.
Yeah,
Albert would have told
So
him.
I-
Should
it's
ask
the
me
same
now.
Yes.
Oh,
Same
Matty Ice. Jesus.
All right, let's go. World Series. Houston wins in 6. Their second World Series title in 6 years. 4 World Series appearances for them in that 6-year period. Dusty Baker at 73 gets his first World Series ring as a manager in his 25-year coaching career. Congratulations to him. And how about rookie shortstop Jeremy Pena, the MVP?
Yeah, I was very happy for Dusty Baker. And the way to win is Houston's, they got the bullpen. You understand? The game, it's if you aren't ahead of Houston after 6 innings,
win.
you're losing.
Oh, the bullpen's
You're losing.
tremendous.
So
Yeah.
so the game has changed so much that they have decent starters. They don't even Verlander goes 5 innings.
Yeah.
Javier, they go 5 or 6
Yeah.
innings. Okay, here we go. Game's over.
And the shortstop, kids, take a look at the man. He lives in the weight room. You young guys that have any aspirations,
Tremendous player.
The guy's huge.
Yeah. Hey, and by the way, look here, Philly, great year for them. Came out of nowhere, the World Series. The Eagles are 8-0. You're never going to see anything like this in Pittsburgh.
No.
You're not going to see, not as long as the Nuttings
No.
are running the
No,
Pirates.
they're
You're
not-
not going to
no.
see it.
Soccer, they're good, and hockey, they're
Yeah.
good. They're Philadelphia's out a runaway freight train right now.
Yeah,
Hey.
they lost the title in soccer the same day, I believe. I
yeah.
didn't even know it.
Hey, guys, in the remaining seconds, let me throw this at you. High school PIAA and competitive balance rule. They're talking about removing the transfer tag and moving teams up solely based on winning. So that means Aliquippa will soon be in 6A, and then they're going to the Big Ten.
Yep.
And then here's my thinking. If you're going to do that, no one should be moved up more than 2 classes. And if you lose, you should be able to move
Back
down
down. I like
no
that.
more than
I
2
like that.
classes. But you see where they're going with this.
Craziness.
Yes. That's it for us. We've run out of time. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Your support matters to small businesses now more than ever. November 26th is Small Business Saturday, a day to celebrate small businesses and all they do for our communities. Stop by, visit online, leave a review, or tell a friend about your favorite small business. Shop small on Small Business Saturday, November 26th, proudly backed by Armstrong Business Solutions. For profiles on small businesses in your area, check out Business as Usual on the Armstrong Neighborhood channel or on YouTube.
We're proud to announce that in 2022, Armstrong has been named Cablefax Independent Operator of the Year for the 2nd time. We'd like to thank all of our employees for contributing to our success, and a big thank you to our customers for their continued support.
Armstrong has a long history of fighting food insecurity in our communities through breaking bread. We're excited to announce the results of our 5th annual Avenge Hunger Month. Armstrong raised over 19,000 pounds of food and over $14,000 in donations, along with 96 hours of volunteer service. Avenge Hunger Month proudly benefits over 200 feeding programs throughout our entire service area. Visit ArmstrongOneWire.com/breakingbread to find a list of community feeding programs in your area.